Watson offers an organizational approach and supporting strategies for working with a multi-level class.
We are going to have a lesson about community. We are going to talk about some vocabulary, some words. We are going to work in groups, moving around. And then we are going to do some speaking and some presenting. Number one thing, always, please have fun. Okay, please enjoy yourselves. This class is a multi-level beginning class. By that, I mean we have literacy level, low beginning, and high beginning learners. They range in age from 18 to about 55 years old. And at one point, we had several continents covered, but our core group of learners now mostly come from Central and South America. We do have one literacy level learner, and she has never attended any formal education. So I always keep my eye on her, which is important, and I'll talk about that more. And we meet 2 times a week for 3 hours each lesson, and we have a 12-week-long semester, and we're nearing the end of our semester. What are some places in the community? Today's lesson was about community, and we have done community before. In the past, we learned vocabulary and defining what a community is. So today, we built on that vocabulary to talk about authentic places in our community and to categorize them as a place we shop, or a place we go for recreation, or a place we go for services. Home Depot? Yes, very important. I like to do brainstorming with vocabulary to find out what the students know. I like to use their words. Sometimes they come up with vocabulary that I don't have on my list. So I like to use their words. I like to have it written down on the board for them to see later on so we can read it and speak it. Some of them can write the words down. Supermarket and classes. I'm going to put that by.
Being familiar with students' backgrounds, experiences, and skills is critical to planning for a multi-level class.
Susan, what is the name of the play we received the class of Miss Tanya?
Oh, the Employment Center. Okay, now I'm running out of room. Employment Center, thank you. Let's review what we've got. Can you read this? Park. What's this? Schools. Classes. Shopping. Hospital. Home Depot. Right. What's this? Pharmacy. Any other places in our community?
Maybe gyms.
Gyms. What is the name of our community? Woodbridge. What is community? What is a community? All the people living, working, going to school, having fun, all together. All the people all together is our community. This is a community. This is our classroom community, isn't it? Okay. All right. Talk about some different categories. This one right here, my favorite, shopping.
As Susan talks about the categories to be used in the next activity, she circulates pictures that represent them to support everyone's understanding.
What is recreation? The park. And number 3, services. What is a service? I have a routine that I like. I usually start off with the whole class together, and we'll do a warm-up and introduction activity. Usually it's a speaking activity to kind of get everyone comfortable. Sometimes we have students arriving late. We brainstorm about vocabulary or maybe a new language skill we're going to learn. Hospital is a service. Thank you. Hold on one second. After we've gotten comfortable and warmed up, generally I like to use different grouping strategies and work on different activities to accommodate different styles of learning. And then we all come back together at the end to recap what we've learned, possibly assign some homework. Tell me some more recreation. What is more recreation up here? What is something we do for fun? What is something we do for fun?
Maybe
theater. Theater, movies, going to the movie theater. Library. Library could be recreation or service, couldn't it? Okay, we'll go.
Susan uses pacing, repetition, and visual, verbal, and written means to reach the different levels.
Supermarket. Furniture store. I heard someone say bottom dollar. What is service? Service.
Susan asks the students to think critically, challenging them as they work with the language and concepts.
Number one, DM. Daycare, where should I put daycare? Service. Let me ask you, what about what's left?
Church.
Church. What is church?
Recreation.
Recreation?
No.
Service? You tell me, what?
I think it's recreation.
Recreation or service? You can decide. You can decide. Maybe for some people, service. Maybe for some people, recreation. So, all of these places in our community, we're making three groups. Services. Some things are services. Some things are recreation. Having fun. Like English class. And some things, shopping and eating. So we have three groups for today. Now, we're going to break into some groups. I want you to tell me, where do you go? Where do you go? Where do you shop? Where do you go for recreation? Where do you like to go for service? Susan likes Potomac Library. I like this library. I like Potomac Library. I like my son's school, Benton School. I'm going to ask you. Recreation. I'm going to ask you, where do you go? Anthony, where do you go for recreation? To the gym? Which gym? What is the name? Bally's or World Gym? No? Where do you go, Yenny? Where do you go for recreation? To the park? Which park?
I don't know name.
Andrew Lake Park?
123.
Okay. Occoquan Park? Lydia, where do you shop?
And the supermarket.
Which supermarket do you like? Aldi, Bottom Dollar? Bottom Dollar. It's going to be in the pink group. And Elena, you are the pink group. Next I have, I'm sorry, Mahim. You get to be with the ladies today. You're in the pink group. Okay, pink group people can all sit together. Yellow. I really like different grouping strategies with multi-level classes, and depending on what the activity is, I will use a likability group so that I can spend more time with the lower level learners to find out if they understand what today's lesson is about, if they understand the vocabulary. This creates a little more work because I need to have a different activity for the higher level learners who might be in a different group. In different situations, I use cross-ability grouping where all of the students from every different level can contribute something and they can learn collaboratively. The lower level learners can watch the higher level learners, and the teacher can walk around and be more in the role of a facilitator and observe them. Each other, where do you like to go? And I'm coming to help you. You can turn yours over. Okay, and there's some pictures there. We're going to ask the members of our group, where do you go? And I want you to tell me the real place, the name of the place. Like what supermarket, what park. If you look at the one that has the pictures on it, first one is name. So that's me, Susan. And this is shopping and eating. Shopping and eating. I go to Fair Oaks Mall. Shopping, eating. I go to, I think I spelled that wrong, Giorgio's restaurant. This is for me. Now, I want you to ask each other. You ask Asana, shopping and eating, where does she go? And we ask Asana for recreation. Where does Asana go? So you can, I want you to all ask each other. So you two can ask each other, you two, everybody ask each other.
As the higher groups begin working, Susan joins the lowest level group to ensure understanding and model the activity directly.
Is your name?
Oh. What is your name?
My name is Elena.
Elena. All right.
Right.
Elena.
Do you need to know spelling?
Spell that for me, please.
Ah, good. There you go.
I. E.
You want to ask her, oh, go ahead. You want to ask her about shopping or eating. So you can ask Elena about shopping and eating. You write it here.
Oh, I asking.
You ask her,
Okay. Where do you like the shopping?
Perfect.
I like
Potomac Mills. So you write Potomac Mills. Oh, Y for swimming, yes. V-E-G. V-E-G.
one more.
V-E-G. E-T. Yes. Occoquan
Nice
Park.
beautiful.
Yeah, park.
Park. It's nice people. Why?
Same here, close to my house. It's close to my house.
Close?
The likability grouping, the students really need to be assigned to their group. The teacher needs to know who the different students are and what their levels are. And that one doesn't flow as smoothly, putting them into those groups. But it does allow the teacher to spend time with the groups that are all at the same level. So helping everyone hopefully a little bit more. But it's a little more work for the teacher. And also the activities for the likability groups need to be tailored to that group's ability.
Likability grouping is used when students are doing tasks of the same difficulty and can support each other equally in an activity.
This is an A, but that's close enough. Very nice.
What did you say?
Children.
I like Potomac Mill Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you like to go for service?
Potomac gas station.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Because I like running.
Oh, wait.
Porque me gusta ir a correr.
Preparation car.
So
Fifty
first,
dollars?
what is the answer? So you're asking Maria, where do you like? She likes Potomac Mills. And we say why?
My
Because.
favorite store is the
Car.
What is the name of the store?
She like.
Oh, your favorite
Yes.
store. Your favorite.
barbecue.
She like entonces.
She like it
So you asked her where does she
because it's not only one.
She said Superman. Which name? But some
What do you
people,
like to do for
you
recreation?
can like Potomac Library for recreation.
Because students are communicating at a similar level, likability grouping supports information sharing tasks and activities.
The handouts can be tailored. For instance, we did an information grid in this lesson, and the lowest level learners were using a handout that had pictures on it, words. Sometimes they could just circle a word if they couldn't write it all out. The higher level groups had sentences to read to each other. They could answer incomplete sentences, and it was open-ended. Some of them began using a little bit more complex grammar in their answers. So handouts can be tailored very easily for different levels. Some place that Vladimir likes for recreation.
Susan brings the students back to the larger group for a short sharing and debriefing.
Occoquan Park.
Occoquan Park. That's a very difficult word to spell, I think. Let me come over here to the pink group. Maheen. Where does Elena like to shop? Where does Elena like to shop? Potomac Mills. Potomac Mills. We're going to do a project and some writing and some speaking. But first, you need to make a big decision. A big decision. I need you to choose which do you prefer? KFC? KFC? Chicken? McDonald's? Or Burger King? So please stand up. Come here, and you decide which you prefer.
There are many simple but creative techniques for breaking students into random or cross-ability groups.
You are the KFC team. You are going to do services. KFC, you do services. McDonald's, you are doing recreation. Recreation. What do you think you're doing, Burger King? Shopping. You are shopping and eating. So you all sit together. Everyone sits together. I'm going to give you a big paper. I'm going to give you big paper. Make it look all pretty. I want you to write the name. The name, not just park. Occoquan Park. Not just supermarket. I want you to write Aldi, or Bottom Dollar, or Bloom. And or your services, not just library, Potomac Library. Hospital, which hospital? Potomac Hospital. What gas station? Exxon or Shell, write the name. For the cross-ability groups, if I see that one group maybe has all of the strong, outspoken people, there are times when I may do a little bit of adjusting. Sometimes I have learners who always want to be together, and that's okay sometimes, and other times I like to mix them up. I like to mix up groups so not everyone is speaking the same first language, so that they're forced to use their English. I like to make sure the literacy level or low beginning learners are dispersed throughout so that they can have a chance to observe and contribute what they can at their level.
Cross-ability groups work well when there are tasks that require different skills or levels of skills within an activity.
I want you to give me 8 names. Okay?
No name, name.
Sí, claro.
I like to be quiet and observe, and this is a really good time for the teacher to see if the students are applying what they've learned, if they're able to put their skills to work. If they have questions, I prefer to direct them to the picture dictionary or another resource so that they can find the answer for themselves, or they can ask other members of their group. I like to be the facilitator. Daycare place. Do you have children?
Yeah.
Like
Daycare.
Mini-land, Prince William Academy. What is the name? Sometimes I feel it's very easy to leave the lower level learners behind, as I put it. I feel like, I've lost my one student who has never had any formal schooling. I always try to be consciously aware of where she is in the class, so I can look at her and check in with her to make sure she's not got that look on her face that she's completely frustrated. I try to work my way around and observe everyone and spend an equal amount of time with everyone, because the higher level learners, I want them to be challenged.
Adina Brown, a neighborhood.
It's in your neighborhood. Okay, what is the name of your neighborhood?
Patton Brook.
What is the name?
Patton Brook.
Fountain Brook? I would write Fountain Brook Park. Fountain Brook Park. So Asana, what do we do? Bike riding? Bike riding, no. Exercising?
Yes.
Yes? Yes. Yes. Where? Where do you exercise? You walking? Yes. Yeah. By your house? When you have your lists completed, each group will stand up and tell us about their list. So if she's the writer, she's not talking. So you three are talking. Okay. So you decide who will talk. No talking for Vladimir. So you talk, you tell me, Potomac Hospital. We like Potomac Hospital. CVS Pharmacy. Okay.
Susan prepares the students to come back together to present the lists that they have created in their groups.
Guest. He is our guest. What we're going to do is have each group stand up and tell us about all of the places on their list. I need to hear everyone do some talking, except the persons who are writing. Look, I have one more paper for you to complete. While you listen, when you're listening, services. You can write down some ideas. Recreation. I can write down some ideas. So please listen while KFC group tells us about Services in our community.
While groups present, students can record places that interest them on a handout.
I like to have the students do projects where they come back and present it to the class. And this was a cross-ability grouping strategy so that each student could contribute something at their level. So what they did ultimately was identify in their category of shopping or recreation or services, authentic places in our community. They like Shell gas station. Which library? Which library do they prefer? So they were presenting to the class, and someone had to do the writing. Everyone could contribute something to this process. That blue tape. Will you tape your poster there on top of services? Will you put it on top? Mm-hmm. McDonald's group, please tell us about recreation. Please listen carefully. And I need McDonald's ladies to speak loud so we can hear you. Okay.
Veterans Park, Bali Gyms, Okukan Park, All Day and Jaws, Sheer Image, Group Fitness, Streamer Swimming Pool Club.
What is sheer image? What is sheer image?
Yes, for image the hair.
I think, I'm not sure, hairdresser?
Yes.
And now we have Burger King, shopping, restaurants.
Oh, okay. Shopping and eat. Shopper, food, global food, supermarket, blue.
East Coast Restaurant, Azucena Restaurant, Hispanic, Denny Restaurant, Bamboo, Buffet Chinese, El Rinconcito, Patracho Restaurant, Story, Sia,
What kind of restaurant is, Azucena?
El Salvador.
El Salvador. Which one was Honduras?
Es Contracho.
Rincon, that's right. Have you been? Yeah, good? Recommend? Pupusas, yeah, good. Always trying to get the 4 language skills in whenever possible and allow opportunities for the higher level learners to do some more critical thinking, to be challenged a little bit. And for everyone, lots of repetition, asking the same questions over and over to make sure everyone understands. So language skills and repetition and opportunities for more thinking.
Everything you want.
Good. So now we have places in our community, the names of places in our community. What is the name of a hospital in our community? What is the name of a hospital? What is the name of a restaurant in our community? Denny's. Where do I get pupusas in Woodbridge? Where? East Coast? Yeah. Good. What is one new place you will try?
Veterans Park.
Veterans Park. So, what is the name of our community? What is the name? Woodbridge. Woodbridge. What is a community? All the people. getting services and having fun and shopping and eating and taking English class. Okay, all the people. And these are the places in our community. So I think we have a very good community, do you think? Nice community. Nice community. Community is a great, great topic. I really enjoy doing community. And we could build on the vocabulary from today and perhaps start making sentences or talk about mapping things out in our community. Another very important thing that we like to do is give our students a voice. And sometimes we approach some political topics. What do they think about this, or what's wrong with that? And we have an exercise where we ask students to come up with one sentence of something that they would like to say to their community. And it can be very powerful.